Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we will present our presentation about analysis of corporate financing alternative through capital structure, cost of capital, capital budgeting, and EBIT, EPS with and SDGs 8 perspective. Okay, this is our group members. My name is Muhammad Gitraf Mirza Priranda.
My name is Daraska Salsabila.
My name is Grisani.
Next, this is capital structure. Capital structure refers to long-term mix of equity and debt used to finance a company. Its main objective is to minimize the weighted average cost of capital, or WACC, while maximize firm value by balancing tax benefit of debt and financial risk. The WACC formula is WACC. This the formula. Total capital after financing is calculated is total capital exiting capital plus additional funds. Okay, next to types of financing. There are three main financing instrument analysis: common stock, bonds, and preference stock. Common stock represents our ownership without fixed payment obligation, but has a higher cost of equity due to higher risk. Bonds are long-term debt with a fixed interest rate of 6%, providing tax benefit but increasing financial risk. Preferred stock is a hybrid instrument. The pay fixed 5% dividend and has priority over common stock but limited control rights. The cost of instrument is measured using following formula. This is the formula of cost of equity, and then cost of debt after tax, cost of preferred stock. And then the last one, the number of new share issue is calculated as next share. That's the formula. Okay, next, the PowerPoint.
Okay, next, I will explain the financial leverage. Financial leverage use fixed charge such as 6% interest and 5% preferred dividend to amplify change in EBIT on EPS. While leverage can increase EPS when operating income rises, it also increases risk and income volatility if EBIT is insufficient. Therefore, leverage in alternative 2 and 3 must be carefully controlled to avoid financial distress. And then this is the formula of EPS. Next, it's EBIT EPS analysis. EBIT EPS analysis is used to compare financing alternative by measuring how different capital structure affect earnings per share at various EBIT levels. The key concept is the indifferent points, which shows the EBIT level where two financing options generate the same EPS, helping management decide whether equity-based or leverage financing is more beneficial based on profit expectation. And then this is the indifference point formula in EBIT EPS analysis.
Next, I want to explain about the tax effect on financing decision. Tax policy significantly affects financing decision, especially under a 30% tax rate. Bond interest at 6% is tax deductible, creating a tax shield that lowers the effective cost of debt. In contrast, preferred dividends at 5% are paid after tax and provide no tax benefit, making preferred stock relatively more expensive. Therefore, the tax advantage of debt becomes a key factor in choosing the most efficient financing alternative. This is the formula of the tax shield is calculated as. Next is SDGs number 8, decent work and economic growth. Sustainable Development Goal 8 focus on inclusive economic growth and decent work. From a financial perspective, a sound capital structure supports long-term business stability, enabling companies to expand operation, invest in productively, and sustain employment. Effective financing decisions that balance risk and profitability help protect jobs during economic fluctuation and strengthen overall economic resilience, thereby indirectly supporting sustainable growth and decent work opportunities. Mick.
Okay, next to question 1. A company process common stock amounting to a 8,000 share value at at $800,000. Currently, the company needs additional fund 200,000, which can be met through three alternative as follow. Alternative 1, issue new common share a price of $100 per share. Alternative 2, issue a combination of common stock and bonds with an 80% to 20% ratio. The bond interest rate is 6% per annum. Alternative 3, issue a combination of common stock and bond with 60% to 40% ratio. Okay, next to question 2.
And then next question number 2. Based on problem number 1, let's consider that the funding needs are met through the following three alternatives. Alternative 1, issue new common shares price at $100 per share. Alternative 2, issue a combination of common stock and private stock with an 80% to 20% ratio. The preferred stock has a dividend rate of 5% per annum. And then last, alternative 3, issue a combination of common stock and private stock with a 60% to 40% ratio. And then next, next, Mick.
Next is question 3. Based on problem number 1, let's assume that the funding needs can be met through the following three alternatives. Alternative 1, issue new common share price at $100 per share. Alternative 2, issue a combination of common stock and bonds with an 8%, 80% to 20% ratio. The bond interest rate is 6% per annum. Alternative 3, issue a combination of common stock and preferred stock with a 60% to 40% ratio. The preferred stock has a dividend rate of 5% per annum. Determine which alternative the company should choose, assuming a tax rate of 30%.
Okay, next is alternative 1. involves 100% equity by using 2,000 new share at $100 each. This result in a total of 10,000 share and the highest EPS of 5 as there are not interest expenses. Next to alternative 2, use an 80 to 20 80 to debt ratio involving $40,000 in bonds at a 6% interest rate. This includes $2,400 in interest, resulting in an APS of approximately 4.96. Okay, next to alternative 3, utilities 60 to 40 ratio with $80,000 in debt. This leads to $4,800 in interest and our lowest EPS of 4.91. Next to question 2.
Okay, in this section, I will explain the comparison between common stock and private stock financing based on three alternatives. Alternative 1 is financing using common stock only or 100% common stock. The company raised $200,000, which results in 2,000 new shares at a price of $100 per share. Total common share increased from 8,000 to 10,000 shares, with an EBIT of $50,000. The earnings per share or EPS is calculated by dividing EBIT by total common shares, resulting in an EPS of $5. And then alternative 2, use a combination of common stock and private stock with an 80% to 20% proportion. In this case, $160,000 is allocated to common stock and $40,000 to private stock. This leads to 1,600 new common shares, bringing total common shares to 9,600 shares. Private stock pays a 5% dividend, which equals $2,000. After deducting the preferred dividend from EBIT, the EPS remains $5. Alternative 3, use a 60% common stock and 40% preferred stock structure. Here, $120,000 is used for common stock and $80,000 for private stock. The company issues 1,200 new common shares, resulting in 9,200 total common shares. The preferred dividend is 5% of $80,000 or $4,000. After subtracting this dividend from EBIT, the EPS is still $5. In conclusion, although the capital structure differs in each alternative, the earning per share remains the same at $5. Next, the question number 3.
Question number 3 is with 30% tax. Alternative number 1, use 100% common stock. The company issue 200 new shares, resulting in a total of 10,000 shares outstanding. Since there are no fixed charges, EPS is calculated after tax and equals 3.50, which is the highest among the alternative. Alternative number 2 is combines common stock and bonds with an 80% to 20% ratio. The company raised 160,000 towed equity and 40,000 truck bonds with a 6% interest rate. After considering the tax shield from interest expense, the EPS is 3.47. Alternative number 3 combines common stock and preferred stock with a 60% to 40% ratio. In this case, 120,000 is financed by equity and 80,000 by preferred stock with a 5% dividend rate. Because preferred dividends are paid after tax and do not provide tax benefits, EPS is the lowest at approximately 3.37. Overall, although debt provides tax advantage, alternative I remains the most efficient option is the in this scenario, as it produces the highest EPS with the lowest financial risk.
Okay, this slide is summarizes the results of our analysis. For question number 1, under no tax condition, full equity financing provides the highest earnings per share while adding debt slightly reduces it. For question number 2, all alternative result in the same earning per share, but private stock increase financial risk due to fixed dividend obligation. For question number 3, although tax benefit make debt more attractive, equity dominant financing remains the most efficient. Overall, alternative 1 is the best option because it avoids fixed charge that can reduce earning per share.
Next is the conclusion. The choice of capital structure for a 20,000 recruitment is vital for maximizing shareholder EPS. Without tax, pure equity or alternative 1 is most effective at an EBIT of $50,000 by avoiding fixed interest costs. However, under a 30% tax rate, debt or bonds becomes tax superior due to the tax shield provided by deductible interest, whereas preferred stock remains less efficient as dividends are paid after tax. Ultimately, a balanced capital structure ensures financial stability, supporting SDG by for by foresting sustainable economic.
Okay, next, last recommendation. Based on the analysis, management should priority pure equity. Or alternative 1, if EBIT remains below or near the $60,000 in different point to minimize financial risk. Conversely, if aggressive growth drives EBIT above this level, debt bonds is recommended to leverage tax saving and maximize EPS. Preferred stocks should be avoided due to its higher cost and lack of tax benefits. Ultimately, financing decision must align with sustainability principles to ensure financial resilience and worker welfare consistent with long-term development goals. Okay.
That's it for our presentation. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Makasih guys. Maaf ya guys.
Okay.
Kalau